would you not be completely off dating black men when the same men who look like you and hold the same struggles as you basically show you time and time again that they have no issues throwing you under the bus for just from a validation for people or women outside of their race?
Good afternoon, white men. Check in. I'm Lavette. Nice to meet you. And I got a bunch of followers that's looking for you too. Mwah.
No issues throwing you under the bus for just from a validation for people or women outside of their race.
Because we want white men anyway. And y'all sick of our masculinity, and y'all sick of us having to take care of ourselves. Guess what? We don't give a bye. Because we want white men anyway.
No issues throwing you under the bus for just from a validation for people or women outside of their race.
Anytime I've dated a non-black man, like I've never had this issue. Like they never asked me for a place to live. They never asked me to pay for anything. So maybe we just need to expand our options. But I see it. Like I see it. It's bad. It's really bad.
Black men as a whole are failing. This is why I divest.
If niggas held niggas accountable, there would be less pedophiles, rapists, predators.
90% of those convicted of white or child abuse offenses and on the sex offenders register are white men.
Then we got black men neglecting their children. Having children grow up fatherless. Okay, trauma. There's more trauma for an innocent child that should have had their father, but you decided you didn't want to be there.
A study led by the American Sociological Association determined that nearly 70% of divorces are initiated by women.
And then you got black men killing these women that they're in a relationship with or ex-girlfriends because they don't want to be with you no more. I'm finding a common denominator here. Black men want to be alpha so bad. Y'all want to be submitted to so bad. But can y'all get y'all shit together first? Then you have the black woman. She's equally as powerful, but how can she be when she has a man who doesn't even respect her?
Science is finding that women struggle more than men when it comes to staying faithful in relationships.
Now you're making your goddess insecure. Then you got the kids growing up without daddies. Now the little girl don't know what to expect from a man. And now the little boy don't even know how to treat a woman. So now we're just all fucked up, just recycling trauma over and over again. But the black man wants to be submitted to why? For sex?
Science is finding that women struggle more than men when it comes to staying faithful in relationships. A study led by the American Sociological Association determined that nearly 70% of divorces are initiated by women.
No issues throwing you under the bus for just from a validation for people or women outside of their race.
Yeah. No, I didn't say jail. I said they're either cheaters, worthless, or gay.
Or in jail. Let me add that one. Black men. Where are all the black men? Stop going to jail. Stop abusing females. Go look a job. And go and find a girl and turn somebody's wife. No, turn somebody's husband. Or go be a father or somebody's boyfriend. Like, come on.
To my brother, she ours. She ours. I'm coming, my baby. Coming, my baby. Coming, my baby. Coming, my baby. Coming, my baby.
No issues throwing you under the bus for just from a validation for people or women outside of their race.
Where black men should really be concerned at. The fact that there are so many black women who are absolutely terrified of being approached by them is concerning. I've observed many posts and conversations of black women saying that we feel like our lives are in danger if they catcall, if they shoot their shot, if they try to ask us for our number, if they even look in our direction. The fact that I literally do things to discourage them from saying anything to me, like even dressed like this, basketball shorts, hoodie fitted, they will still approach. Like honestly, how many of them are terrified of us to approach them? Many of them are prepared to fight for their life at any given moment. I feel like instead of them being concerned about getting us to submit or why we're aggressive or masculine or anything like that, they need to be concerned about why we are freaking scared of them.
No issues throwing you under the bus for just from a validation for people or women outside of their race.
Wake up, Jacob. So that's what you have to choose from in the West or in any of the Western societies. Any of the first world, modern societies where, womanism is pervasive. Any gynocentric society is going to have that particular attitude. But since we're talking about people of our ilk, our hue, that's how they feel about men in the West. It doesn't matter. You can't say not all men, because you can say that till you're blue in the face, but the narrative is the same. There's nothing you can do to convince them otherwise, to have them look at you a different way, because for the most part, they're not looking at you at all. Remember, you're invisible if you don't fit this prototype that they have concocted in their head. So you are going to have to do something different. But the number one thing you have to do is leave them alone. You cannot deal with these women, with modern women. Let me be specific, modern women. That is not to say that there isn't a needle in a haystack somewhere, because there is a needle in a haystack somewhere. I've actually know and can keep company with a few traditional women right here in the West. But you are going to have a really big magnet to find that needle in a haystack. And the ones who can do it, usually, they probably fit that criteria, that prototype that's in their head, except that they may not be picked by that person. So, gentlemen, you're gonna have to do what this whole channel is all about, and what all the other channels in the RP space and manosphere. And you're gonna have to improve yourself. You're gonna have to increase your value. You're gonna have to pursue your purpose. You're gonna have to protect your seed, because you don't want to continue to procreate with women who you may even find unworthy, or someone who may embarrass you for having your children. You see what you have to choose from, okay? It's not good. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, it's bad. It's gonna be twisted. It's gonna be turned back on you, against you. Anything you say can and will be used against you with the modern woman. I've seen TikToks, I've seen videos where they were talking about or making fun of men who say not all men. So it's not even okay to say, hey, I'm not part of that group. I'm not part of the guys you're talking about. Well, it's enough of you guys that, it's enough of you guys where we can say men. We know it's not all, but they don't change the language. They don't change the language. Gentlemen, please understand. It's what Austin Holloman been saying. It's what Kevin Samuels was alluding to. It's what this whole entire RP, Red Manosphere, and Passport Bro movement has been saying. Leave them alone. Don't deal with them. Do not date here. Well, what am I gonna do, brother? In America, you're gonna go in monk mode. That's what you're gonna do. I'm telling you what you're gonna do. You're gonna work on your body. You're gonna exercise. You're gonna eat right. You're gonna start feeling better about yourself. You're gonna get into a career. If you have a career here, you're gonna get into maybe a remote career. If not, that's fine. You can do whatever it is that you do. I don't care what you do. But you're gonna work. You're gonna stack your chips, and you're gonna leave these women alone here in the West. And you're gonna stack your chips 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year. You're gonna keep stacking. And then you're gonna go ahead and take yourself you're gonna grab your blue book, you're gonna get your passport, you're gonna take yourself a nice long 2-3 week, maybe a whole month vacation. And then you're gonna understand what it's like to be around a woman who is feminine, fit, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. And those words are not bad words. See, you're gonna find out real quick that when you talk to a woman and you ask them, go hit straight to the punch. How do you feel about a coffee date? What do you think about feminism? Okay, what do you think about gender roles? What do you think about patriarchy? All these trigger words, you want that right out the gate, and you're gonna know who you're dealing with. You're gonna cut through the soft girl era. You're gonna cut through all the chameleons and stuff like that, because they'll run a good game for a while. But then also, don't spend too much money early. But my real advice is not to deal with them at all. But I'm just saying that for those who may actually date a modern woman over here, who actually try to date. What are you doing? What are you doing? I think it's a complete waste of time. I think it's a complete waste of money. I think it's a complete waste of your resources. If you want to be around, if you want to invest into a woman, then Shouldn't she be someone who you're actually interested in? Shouldn't you be in a situation where it's win-win? Oh, well, women are women everywhere. Well, women are hypergamous and all that. Okay, yeah, but over here in the West, is the juice worth the squeeze? I mean, in other words, if you invest in a modern woman here in the West, are you going to get some sort of return on your investment? Are you going to get something? Something. All right. And I'm not talking about coitus. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, are you going to get that feminine, fit, friendly, cooperative, submissive type of woman? Are you going to get the Ruth effect? Okay. I have a video talking about what would Ruth do, right? Are you going to get that effect? See, because gentlemen have gone overseas and they meet a young lady and they go out for dinner and things like that and they just have fun, right? And then, for lo and behold, I've seen half a dozen stories where they're back at their little Airbnb, and these women just, without being prompted, without the guy saying anything, they start cooking and cleaning and rubbing backs and all this other stuff just out of nowhere. Well, why? Because they're born and bred to do that, to be submissive, to figure out how can they be of service, to say, hey, I am available. Hey, this is what it would look like if I was a wife. And many of these guys are snatching him up. When a guy sniffs out wife material, he snatches them up. He's like, you know what? I'm marrying her. I'm marrying her. We're together. So, gentlemen, you've seen the clips. You've seen the other TikToks and YouTubes and all this other stuff. And I don't even care if you're a gentleman of the faith. Look, when we are trying to find wives or whatever, we can look in the Bible where, you know, Abraham sends his servant. He said, don't go over here. Go over there to find a son for a wife for my son Isaac. Okay? Even Rebecca was talking about, you know, Jacob, and he was saying, okay, son, don't go over here, go over there. Okay? Even in the Bible when it says, okay, don't marry one of these Canaanites, don't mess with them. Okay, go get one from over here. You know, that type of thing, right? So I'm telling you, if you are a high value Hebrew, and if you're not of the faith, if you're a high value man, just respectable. You can be a Blue Henry, as Kevin Samuels would say. If you're just someone who has some sort of upward mobilities, or you're just simply sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that your $60,000 or $70,000 a year salary might be spit on here, but respected there, don't deal with the women here. It's high time that you put your head down, go into monk mode, and join the rest of the movement. Well, you will be appreciated, not emasculated. Appreciated, not just tolerated. Gentlemen, become the best version of yourself. And oh yeah, move like men.